Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Team of the Season is always a promo that pushes the power curve to new heights inside of Ultimate Team, and this year, EA is doing just that, but by adding a fourth playstyle plus to some Team of the Season cards. That's what the leaks are saying, guys. It feels like 3 playstyle plus cards are still pretty rare. I don't have that many in my team, but now we're looking at 4 playstyle pluses. I have some thoughts on how EA might be implementing this because this is really crazy and they can't do too much too early, right? We'll talk about it. Of course, we have some other leaks related to Team of the Season cards and 4 playstyle pluses with some official cards that are coming in the paid season pass. Yes, we have some first paid season pass leaked cards and they do look absolutely ridiculous. And of course, guys, with all of these leaks and news about 4 playstyle pluses, the market is dropping and player prices are starting to drop and they could continue to go more. We're going to take a look more at that today in the video and look forward to what content has to offer today on Monday. If you guys are excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Now let's get into things by looking over yesterday's Sunday content and SBCs first to start, where we had the usual refresh of the hero and the icon player picks, but they did change what we kind of expected them to. Instead of a 1 of 3, these are now a 1 of 4 player pick, which is actually a pretty big deal for the pack weight and the odds of you getting something good when opening these picks. But EA know that for sure because they made these more expensive. 87, 88, and 89 rated squads here for the icon player pick, making it come in at a price of 280,000 coins. It is very downvoted, and as I was thinking about this, why would you want to do an icon player pick right now? It kind of made me realize icon player picks just don't have the hype or kind of that appeal that they used to have, because you take a look at the cards that are in this. You got Winter Wild Cards, Thunderstrucks, Team of the Year, Future Stars, and Grassroots Greats. More often than not, people are doing a player pick like this to try to pack a Winter Wild Cards R9, the little bro, or Mia Hamm, the little sis version, because you can evolve them. And that's why some people are doing these icon picks, to try to pick up icons that they can evo that they can't get from the market because they're extinct or they're crazy expensive. Icon picks didn't used to be about evos. They used to be about having a chance at packing somebody super crazy insane that would actually go into your team. I feel like the icon picks have kind of fallen behind in terms of the hype this year. Now, in terms of the hype, I know that SBC was downvoted and it looks kind of expensive, and why would you do an icon pick with your fodder that is so precious before a Team of the Season actually comes out? Well, people are, because these 89s yesterday have gone from 12,000 coins up to 14, almost 15k. The 88s are up a little bit, and so are the 90s. But those SBCs, specifically the 88 plus icon, is not the only reason that fodder went up. The road to the final player pick. Guys, I don't know why this is a player pick. I guess when I saw the 2 leaks of De Jong and Lee Kang-in, the fact that we are almost to the end of the Champions League journey this year, we're in the semifinals, there's only 4 teams left. I thought we were going to be able to do both of the player SBCs. Now, granted, some of the road to the finals earlier on this year have been player picks instead of individual SBCs, so this is something that EA has kind of done from the earlier stages in the game. But at this latter stage, I was hoping to be able to do both, like to choose, do I want PSG? Do I want Barca? But EA saying you got to choose between who you think is going to advance to the final of the Champions League, because both these teams are on opposite sides of the bracket, so they're not playing each other. But like, it's kind of still, I don't know. I don't love it that you have to do a player pick. I wish they were separate. Now, the price for the SBC is kind of the issue, because this SBC is priced for Frankie de Jong, and it's not priced for Lee Kang-in. It is 7 different squads, starting at an 87 rated and going all the way up to 190 rated squad. So it's 800,000 coins to get this one done. And I think for a lot of people, unless you're a big-time PSG fan, I don't think that Lee Kang-in is really worth 800,000 coins, but this Frankie de Jong, on the other hand, might be, and I think that's why. Look at the upvotes on this card. 3,000 upvotes on this Frankie de Jong card. Because it is live, Barca have been playing very good. This has the potential to go to a 96 rated with 3 playstyle pluses and getting that boost if they continue to do well. And Frankie de Jong is always a player in this game that is very good. He's got great playstyles. He's been very popular this year through evolutions. For his gold card, this 88 rated total rush version was always very popular in the early stages stage of the game, still has a very high price right now for EVOs. And then his winter wildcards, the 99 passing Frankie de Jong winter wildcards was crazy. Even the 91 was used a whole lot as well. So he's just a FIFA card that's very hyped. He's got great playstyles on this card here. He's got great rolls. And, you know, if you need some Barca links or La Liga links in general, maybe some Dutch links as well, this is going to be a guy who performs very, very well in game. And of course, you've got the live aspect here too. So 800,000 coins maybe seems a little bit steep, but I think EA is playing off the hype here that it is Barca, that it is Frankie de Jong, and that's why it feels a little unfair to PSG fans with the league hang in, waiting this long for a road to the final, and then have to do an 800,000 coin SBC when really that one should be like 250. If that, in my opinion, in terms of an SBC card there. So that's what I do not necessarily love about that one. But with the hype of the Frankie de Jong, let's take a look at this SBC. It's 79% upvoted, the road to the final player pick. And then you saw all the thumbs up on the de Jong card. If you take a look at the market and look at center mids, you can tell who people are picking and who is hyped from this. It is de Jong. Take a look at this Kimmich from 639,000 coins after content dropped all the way to 480. Now he did rebound back a little bit, but I'm showing you these prices to show you the drop-offs on center mids right now in this game are crazy because people are doing this Frankie de Jong and slotting him straight into their teams. They're selling some of these cards like Zaire Emery, 740 down to 540. He did go back to 620, but like that's a 200,000 coin drop just because of one SBC player. Now, granted, this is the potential hype with this card. If Barca do go to win the Champions League final, of course, he could get a third playstyle plus just for qualifying for the final, and then he would go to a 96 rated card if they do indeed win. That's where the hype is, and that's why this SBC is priced as high as it is. Same thing you could say about Lee Kang-in. If they would qualify, he'd get the third playstyle plus, and then if they won, he would, of course, get the 96 rated boost. So that's why it is more expensive, but still, seeing the prices drop on these center mids as much as they did, and then also some of the Barca links to de Jong going up as much as they did. Take a look at Balde. This card's crazy rare and crazy expensive anyway to begin with, but 879,000 coins. He's been over 1 million coins a couple times since this SBC came out. I've actually been watching this Lewandowski card because he is very rare and a great card to trade with, but just, you know, some of those more rare Barca cards, men's and women's, like this Araujo grassroots grades too. He was like 330,000 coins yesterday, and now he's 385. Like the Lewandowski was low 800s. He went to 900,000 coins. Just watch out for those Barca links for the next day or two because there's definitely going to be more hype there with that Frankie de Jong. Now, personally, how long is that player pick out for? There's definitely not enough time to be able to wait to see who would, you know, progress or at least have a good game. Yeah, no, you got 6 days to do it. So you got to really choose here who you want to do, who you want to pick. Is he worth the 700, 800,000 coins right now pre-team of the season is really the question that you have to ask yourself. I'm going to have to think on that one a little bit, but there's no doubt he's going to be a beast in game, that Frankie de Jong. Let's go to evolutions where we had the silver Evo yesterday called Sunday League Ringer. It gives quick step and technical plus 5-star skill moves, but it doesn't necessarily give the greatest play styles. You do get technical and you get quick step regular. You get trickster, you get relentless, and you get rapid. For a 74 rated card going up to a 74 rated card, like this is a decent Evo, but you really need some more boosts after this that give more playstyles because most of the silvers or maybe the bronzes you're going to be putting into this are not going to have very many playstyles. And I think these Evos are interesting, but at the same time, I think a lot of people, maybe even right now, find that annoying. I have one silver card in my club that fits this evolution because all of my silvers are going into the upgrade pack grind. So that's really poor timing from EA in my opinion. Release an upgrade pack grind where you need all the silvers possible. People have like no silvers in their club. They're going on the market for 350 coins, which is crazy for just all silver cards being up, you know, 200 coins from where they normally sell at, and then requiring them in an Evo here. So I don't really necessarily think this Evo was the best of timed sort of pieces of content from EA, but it does give some pretty good boost. And, you know, a card like Irankunda or Weah or Minte, you're setting yourself up for some crazy Evos in the future. We did see this already earlier this year with one of those evolutions, what it was, Star is Born, during either Grassroots Greats or during Foot Birthday, that was boosting your card only up to 74 rated. And you actually can put some of these 74s into the Hawk EVO, which boosts their shooting and physical up. Like this Tim Weah looks pretty crazy with the quick step with a technical. So we do like that for sure. But I don't know. Sometimes these EVOs don't have as much hype as other ones do because you're not evolving already high rated cards. You're taking a silver card to a pretty crazy level, which I think does have some intrigue for a lot of people. But for me, that one's gonna maybe sit on the back burner, and maybe I won't even get it done unless I find a really sick low rated Spurs or USA player that I really want to evolve. Last thing from yesterday is the FC Pro League upgrades, because those games were happening for La Liga and for the Eredivisie. Becker is going to be getting a +2. Gaia's going to be getting a +1. That's all the upgrades for La Liga. Little unfortunate if you chose Buchanan, or I forget who the other one, Azpilicueta? Yeah, I think he was the other one. Then in the E-Divisie, so the Eredivisie, we have Vanden Boomen getting a +2 and Martins Indy also getting a +2. Vanden Boomen's card could look pretty good. I mentioned this because I know some of you guys did those player pick SBCs, watched the games over the weekend. Those upgrades could be happening today. Mondays have been days. They've been upgraded before. And I think last time when we had that competition for the Premier League, pretty sure that Joe Gomez and Timo Werner got upgraded either on a Monday or a Tuesday. It was pretty quick timing. So that's something to be watching out for today as we head into content. But let's get into the big news, guys. And that is the fact that Team of the Season cards are going to be crazy. This was the leak that started it all off yesterday in the early hours, from ASY Foot Trader, saying that Team of the Seasons will feature 4 playstyle pluses. Now, I think some people were guessing that this was going to happen, but this is a pretty crazy power curve push from EA. It kind of reminds me actually of the Team of the Year power curve push. Remember with Team of the Year where I wasn't necessarily expecting 3 playstyle plus cards. I thought it would be too big of a jump. Sure, the stats were crazy. And then EA went out and gave every single Team of the Year card, base Team of the Year, not a Team of the Year icon, 3 playstyle pluses. Of course, the goalies did not get 3. They only had 2. But every other player in the team had 3 playstyle pluses, and that was crazy. These cards are still some of the most meta cards in the game, but that huge potential boost in the power curve was realized at Team of the Year, as those Team of the Year cards like actually felt insane, head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, where some people were still using 1 playstyle plus cards during Team of the Year and kind of moving into 2. Why do we think that the Team of the Year Blueprint Evo was so crazy during that time? Because it gave 3 good playstyle pluses, and that was super hype. That's why it feels, this situation, similar to Team of the Year for me. Now, are all Team of the Season cards going to have 4 playstyle pluses? I think that's impossible. Like, I cannot see us going from a world where right now evolutions max us out at 2 playstyle pluses, except for a few lucky, very expensive 500,000 coin paid evos. Like, think about it. All the evos that we have right now, they max us out at 2 playstyle pluses. There's no way we can go from the common cards being 2 playstyle pluses to getting to 4 without having the 3 become pretty common. So that's the real thing that I'm trying to figure out with this whole 4 playstyle plus leak. Are the 4 playstyle plus cards going to actually drop this Friday with League 1 Team of the Season? Or are those going to be dropping more later on during Team of the Season? That would be the real question that I have with this. Or will they start maybe a couple of cards in League 1 TOTS, maybe like an Ousmane Dembele, maybe like a Kvaratskhelia? Will they start a couple of cards with 4 playstyle pluses and then release more slowly as we move throughout the Team of the Season campaign? But by the end, that means that the best Team of the Season cards are going to be at the end, and the cards from the beginning, like League 1 and maybe even Prem Team of the Season, would have less hype if they do that. So this is going to be really interesting, because it feels like if we're going to have some cards that are 4 playstyle pluses, then I don't think it can be every card, because, I mean, the promo before Immortals, you know, we weren't even having, like, the Dream Chasers promo. Not everybody in that promo was 3 playstyle pluses. Sure, most of the Immortals were, except for the little bro icons, but just a crazy, crazy change to go from 2 being what we're at in EVOs, 3 becoming more common, and now we're talking about 4. But that's going to be where the hype lies. Guys, imagine 4 playstyle pluses in evolutions. Like, how expensive are those evolutions going to be? Are we going to be able to even do a 4 playstyle plus Evo for a card, or is EA going to save that for down the line? Honestly, it feels a little too early for 4 playstyle pluses, in my opinion. in some regard. This is why this information and the whole leak of this yesterday was a bit of a shock to me, because I was like, wait, what? Really? Like, this would be the time to make 4 playstyle pluses happen. I understand that, but I think they have to be really careful with how many of them they put out, because if you have people running around with 2 playstyle pluses, seeing cards with 4, that's going to be demotivating and make you feel like you're way below the power curve. So I think EA's really got to tread like water here with this, and they're kind of walking on thin ice, if you will, just because this is a really tricky situation to kind of figure out. But the market, guys, is what I want to touch on next, because prices yesterday with the leaks. We're going to look at a couple of the official 4 playstyle plus leaked cards too that are coming. You look at some of these players. Look at Eusebio. He was 3.6 mil. He's under 3 million coins. He's 2.9. He's dropped 600K in one day. The middle to top tier market right now is getting absolutely cooked because of these playstyle plus leaks. Mateus was 1 million. He's 854K. I sold Zico early in the day on Saturday for 2.1 mil. We talked about that. I sold Maldini for 3.67. He's now back down into the 3.4 million coin range. It's not just the Immortals. Those are just the most recent cards to look at. Team of the Year cards like Cole Palmer. He started the day yesterday on Sunday, 900,000 coins. He's 784. The market is really starting to panic because of this, as people hear about cards that are going to be newer and better than the ones that they have. They're getting their coins ready. They're getting their funds ready to be able to go out and spend on these Team of the Season cards on the market, most likely, maybe through evolutions, have coins for that too, when they do come out. So the market's really going to keep getting hurt by this, guys. In my opinion, there's going to continue to be panic selling because this news is fresh. It's going to be getting out, and this is taking Team of the Season to a whole new level. Like, I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I know I feel like I'm talking a lot of negativeness about 4 playstyle pluses. I'm excited for 4 playstyle pluses because, like, honestly, that's crazy. I don't even want to know how overpowered some of those cards are going to be, how they're going to feel in game, and what kind of advantage that's going to give us, and how much fun that's going to be to have 4 playstyle plus cards. But at the same time, man, does it just feel a little bit too early. I think we're going to get a lot of answers. I do not believe this is a official Ousmane Dembele card. But I think League One Team of the Season leaks, whether they happen today or tomorrow, we're going to definitely get some news around that. That's going to give us more of an insight on how EA is going to implement 4 playstyle pluses, how many players are going to be getting it, and stuff like that. That's the real question that I think we have right now, is how many are going to get 4? Is it going to be a few? Is it going to be a lot? Is it going to start as a few and then go to a lot? I think our questions are going to be answered here really soon. Imagine the first week of TOTS for League One and none of them have 4 playstyle pluses. That would be pretty crazy. So again, I think it's a fine line that EA is walking with this right here. Now let's get to the next leaks, because this is where some of the 4 playstyle plus official cards have been seen. But guys, these are related to the season pass. Look at these specific leaks here. Foot Scoreboard is saying Franck Ribéry Immortals Icon will be in the season pass, maybe paid. Maybe paid. You think? A 4 playstyle plus 5-star Ribéry with 97 dribbling and 96 pace. There's no way that's free. I mean, this could be released in July. Maybe it's a free card, but right now, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, with this new season coming out, when we can probably get it completed, unless there's like 50 levels and he's at the end of a really long season, like, that's a crazy, disgusting card. Quick step, technical, finesse, and of course, he's got the Relentless Plus. He's kind of got 3.5 playstyle pluses. Relentless base would have been just fine, but that's going to be a nuts card. That is definitely paid 100%. Based just using common sense. There's no way that card's free. If it is, that would be insane. But that's the first 4 playstyle plus card that was officially leaked with official stats. I mean, that's going to be absolutely mad, and that really does raise up the question of this paid season pass, how much is it going to be? If that's the card at the end that we're going for. Along the way, Faren Torres is coming as a Team of the Season player with official stats here as well. Another 4 playstyle plus card, and technical, rapid, low driven, and press proven. I would say press proven plus is more useful as a plus than the Relentless. That's a great card. Like, that is a insane card. 95 pace, 94 shooting, 90 passing, 95 dribble, probably going to be 5'5" or at least 5'4". And, you know, the 4 playstyle plus is 95. That's crazy as well. Now, the question is this a part of the paid part, or would this be like maybe in the free part? I mean, that's probably got to be a part of the paid too. Maybe this Ribéry is like level 40 and this Faren Torres is level 35, but that's crazy. 4 Playstyle Pluses official for Team of the Season. Now, again, these are probably at the end of the season. That's where I'm really starting to wonder as to how many 4 Playstyle Plus cards will be released right away, and if EA will gradually increase that during the Team of the Season, which that's still going to be, they've never really done that. Team of the Season cards have always been like the same kind of threshold. Like, they go to 3 Playstyle Pluses at the start of Team of the Season last year, and they kept it all the way through. That's why I'm really curious to see if they start with only 3 Playstyle Pluses at the beginning of TOTS now, but then by the end they go to 4. Is that going to make TOTS not as cool because the beginning of TOTS cards would not be as meta? I'm really curious about this now. Like, that's the number one thing that is on my mind. But these 2 cards here, they got to be in the paid pass, right? That's the real thing that we're thinking through this with how insane those leaks are. So that's the biggest news right now, guys, is 4 Playstyle Plus cards is happening, and it sounds like it's happening a lot sooner than at least I thought it was going to with these leaks and with these cards, the way they're being posted in terms of leaks. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. So that's the one thing we're watching out for still. We're waiting on more news and information about the paid season pass just because we're still a couple days away from that. But this week is a huge week for leaks, which is once again why I will reiterate that the market probably is just going to keep dropping, especially for the middle to high tier, with some of these cards getting so cheap because they're re-released in packs. Plus, you have the fact of all these leaks are looking pretty crazy. Be careful out there with cards on the market. Now, continuing in the leak conversation, but actually talking about the leaks for what is right here and right now with the Team of the Season warm-up promo still being out, and one of those EVO leaks that we looked at yesterday, one of those EVOs dropped, right? That was the silver one here, the Sunday League ringer, but the other one was a 90 rated striker EVO that gave low driven plus, and maybe this is the same EVO as this one that we looked at yesterday. Remember, the Faren Torres was kind of the face picture of this. It gave first touch and low driven plus. Most max 90 strikers can be used. This is Foot Police tweeting this out yesterday. There was a few more leaks. This guy here, who's had some very accurate leaks in the past, we've looked at his tweets before in the videos. You guys might recognize his username, EAFC25 Leaks. He's saying that Vinny Jr. is one of the best option. He says he's really big up in this evolution. Big boost. Best evolution of the week. He goes on later to say that Ginola and Dalglish fit. He again says best evolution of the week. So is this a 3 Playstyle Plus evolution? Maybe. Is this the same EVO that even Foot Police is talking about? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm very curious now with this guy hyping this EVO up so much, saying that Vinny fits, saying that Ginola fits, saying that Dalglish fits. And you take a look at the market at 90 rated strikers, and these guys are extinct. Like, Raul is extinct, max price, 160,000 coins. Even baby Mia Hamm allegedly fits this EVO, and she's 2.4 million. Before this EVO was leaked, she was under 2 million coins. That's a crazy rise for her card there, and so many of the other strikers that allegedly fit this. I was just going below this tweet and seeing like who fits. Marmouche does not fit there. That Rafa Leao does fit. There's the base baby version, the Winter Wild Cards little sis card for Mia Hamm. She does fit. Messi's new team of the week, it does not fit. Hullet does fit as well. That's a pretty crazy EVO. If this one does give low driven plus, and if it's as good as these guys are saying for big stat boost, maybe 3 playstyle pluses, I don't know. That's a real, I think, big piece of content that we have to keep watching out for. So if you have any of those strikers that are up like crazy, or a striker in your club that you're wanting to EVO, just be on the lookout because some of that could be incoming soon. Now, let's kind of wrap things up with what else we be expecting today on a Monday of content. Honestly, I'm not expecting a whole lot because Mondays have been pretty quiet. One thing I will say is I believe that the league expires today. The league that we are, of course, playing for the Maldini card, I think that objective expires. So if you're trying to get that one done, last couple of hours to get those games in. Yeah, the Immortality League. And maybe we'll get another cup today. Maybe they do like a really quick TOTS warm-up cup or another sort of TOTS warm-up objective gameplay related sort of thing to get us some more packs. That's really what I'm most interested in this week is, sure, we're interested in the content and the SBCs. Like, we still do have a pretty large list of SBCs that are currently leaked in terms of that big showdown. We're definitely interested in that one. Of course, we had the road to the finals. The number of SBCs still leaked is dropping, but I'm really interested to see what other packs they drop this week. Of course, the 82 times 10 eFigs is still available. The 83 times 10 is still available as well until Tuesday. And then, of course, we are not getting rid of our crafting upgrade. It's not like one of the weekend upgrade packs is going away. I don't think anything is. The TOTS crafting, the Super Daily Silver, and the grinding upgrade is here to stay. And then we're maybe just going to get an extra player pick, like an 81 plus, added on top of that. Just mentioning the SBCs once again that we do have. The Arda Güler and the Ansu Fati are definitely the most hype right now. We still do have as well the Bundesliga Pro cards here for Reina, Zagadou, Bernardo, and Poulsen. So we're kind of watching out for that. But every day that checks off and goes by is one day closer to the actual start of Team of the Season. And that means this week is going to be a huge week for news. It's already been and is continuing to probably be today a huge day for the market. It's a great time to be liquid. And yeah, just be careful out there, guys, man. Get those packs saved up. Get those rewards, games played. Stack those rewards up. And it's going to be a crazy week leading up to the real start of Team of the Season. The only card that I bought right now at the moment was one of those Zaire Emery's. I picked him up for 510,000 coins because that's like too cheap for him, man. So I think we're going to be able to sell him at about 600,000 coins, but that's not a card that I want to hold into the Team of the Season leaks. Maybe he gets a TOTS card. Maybe he gets some other sort of TOTS honorable mention. Who knows what EA will give him. But I'm just going to be very careful heading into the rest of this week on this game. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of these 4 Playstyle Plus leaks. Do you think it's too early? Do you think it's about time? Does this interest you more to like want to play more to try to obtain those cards? I do like how it does kind of make some of the most top tier Team of the Season that will probably have the 4 Playstyle Pluses elite. Like I like that. That's what makes Team of the Year cards really hype every single year are the crazy stats. And then the last 2 years as well, boosting up the Playstyle Pluses. But yeah, this one just seemed earlier than I thought it was going to be. But we'll ride with it, man. We'll see what EA is going to do, and we'll see how much hype they can bring with that. And I'm still super curious to know more information about that paid season pass. We're going to cover everything as we hear it, guys, during the week this week. So make sure you stay tuned into the YouTube videos. Make sure to subscribe here. Get ready for the live streams here this week as we get into content, save all of our packs, do the pack grind, and craft maybe Drogba. Maybe we'll craft it young. We'll have to see. One of those cards is going to be getting done because my club is going to be running out of space in the duplicate storage. But that's the video for me today, guys. Have a great start to the week. Happy Monday, and I will see you guys in the stream today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it, comment, let me know if you have any other questions, and of course, subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys in the stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace.